We are rounding up this week's toy news across MOTU, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, and TMNT. Join us as we discuss this and much more on Toy Habits Live. And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael.
And I'm the Toy Sorceress, and you're watching Toy Habits Live. How's it going, Michael?
Things are good. It was a hectic work week as usual, but it's great to finally catch up and talk about this week's toy news with you, because this is basically the only time that we get to chat about it, and also with the community too. So excited about that. How about you?
I'm doing well. I had a busy work week as well. There was a ton of toy news this week, as I feel like has been the norm lately. And
Yes.
just so many cool things revealed and a lot to talk about today. And we have a bunch of people here in the chat. So let's say hello to the crew and let's dive into to the chat as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, of course, we have to say what's up to our Toy Habits crew. We love you. Thank you so much for the support. And we are going to get back on track with our hot tub party, I think, coming up this weekend, possibly. I forget. So anyway, what is
Yeah,
up,
we
y'all?
definitely got to get back on track. Next weekend, is that the holiday weekend? We'll figure out, and we'll take a poll and see if people are available for that one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Because it's
that's
4th of
totally
July
true.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
maybe folks are going to be gone, but
yeah, so we'll
I
figure
don't
it out.
know.
But
If you're like us, you
but
just hang around the
I
house.
know exactly a staycation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, let's say hi to the chat. The chat is hopping as always, and we have Frank Pryor, one of our crew members, is in the house. Bash Studios is here. King Panther is here. Junie Volley is in the house. Cowabunga Dude, which how come he's not clicking? Sorry, Cowabunga Dude is here too, and just in time because we do have some TMNT news this
Oh, that's
week.
great.
Yeah, Lab Rat's in the house. Speaking Moistly is here too, and I can't ever say your name without like giggling to myself. Giraffe, another one of our crew members, is here. We got Neil Hill is in the house. Cora is in the house. Clint Jorgensen, also one of our crew members, is in the house. We got Blue G. We got Too Bad Dad. We got Daniel Hearn, friend of the channel and crew member, is here. Fright Zone is here. Chris Allen is here. Cute Cult is here as well. I said hi to Neil. We got Cobweb Collector in the house as well. And oops, I think I repeated Giraffe, but Giraffe is hilarious. Giraffe, I don't remember if I got you before, but super funny, great crew member, always cracks us up. Odin01 is also in the house. Anthony Aguilar is here as well. And I think I got everybody.
We did.
Small group today. So, but that's good because it's a lot of fun and we can get to people's comments. We have a lot to talk about. So let's just dive right in. And we'll start out with Mondo news.
Nice.
So I know that it feels like this came out a while ago, but I don't think you and I got to talk about it because it was early on in the week. And they released the official images for Mondo Skeletor. And what do you think, Michael? I mean, he is incredible, and the amount of stuff that Skeletor comes with is just like mind-blowing.
Mondo just keeps upping their game, and I absolutely love this Skeletor figure. Was not a fan of the first release, but
Yeah.
this one definitely makes up for it. They are just firing on all cylinders with this particular figure, and I think all the figures
Absolutely.
coming up.
They did so many things. Like they thought this figure through in so many ways that it's incredible, and I really give props to the Mondo team for being on point. You know, Skeletor comes with now a soft goods wired cape and a separate hood piece as well, so you can take that hood down and see him, you know, behind the skull. We'll look at some of those pictures in a bit. He also comes with a hard cap as well, which is nice because you can pose them in different ways. And then pretty much every version of Skeletor that they've made besides the laser light version, he has. You know, you got your your battle armor, chest armor. You've got, you know, terror claws that come with them. You have the Dragon Blaster version, and then a whole bunch of different heads. So let's dive in and just take a look at these.
Yeah,
So
it's
here we
pretty
got the
crazy, all the
battle
stuff
armor.
that comes with him, and kudos to Mondo for throwing
Yeah.
all of this stuff in here at like at more of a reasonable price point, right? Because it's pretty much the
Oh,
price point
totally.
of the former deluxe He-Man, right?
Hmm.
Maybe a
Yeah, it's
little
the
bit more.
exact same price point, I think, and he comes with so much more. I feel like,
Yeah,
He-Man came with 3 different armors, but for to me, it feels like you have a lot more display options with this version of Skeletor, especially with I think he's got like 4 different heads. Why don't we look at that little pack out real quick while
yeah,
we're at it, which I got right here, and then we
nice.
can dive into each of his different looks. But eventually, what this cool chart shows you is I think that Mondo's going to release this as a, kind of like a non-deluxe release,
Mhm.
probably maybe 6 months from now or later on, just like they did with He-Man at a slightly less price point, but that might be maybe $15-20 less, maybe 30, I don't know. But all of the things shown here under exclusive, I mean, it's so worth to order it now and
Yeah.
not get just the standard release, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, there's so many things that you can do with this figure, and it's funny. Cora was saying, "I will not buy Mondo. I will not buy Mondo." It's so funny. Yeah, it's so hard to resist this, and I think this
Yeah.
is such a step above from the deluxe He-Man, just because all of the like detail in the bracers, in the
Mhm.
family jewel, loincloth or armor,
Yeah.
and also
Perfect.
the shin bracers too are fantastic.
Oh my god, I know. Did you notice the little skulls on here?
Like so
That
many
is like
freaking details. Like you can look at this
so
for a
cool.
long
And
time and
then that
still not
little
pick up on everything. It's
I
amazing.
know, right? His belt got like kind of that little like kind of screech head on it right
Yeah,
there, which is really cool. And then
not
the
Saved by the
the
Bell
horde
screech, right?
bats. Yeah, the horde bats on his shin guards and his wrist guards as well, and then the one over here on his chest. I mean, just so many details. It's incredible. And of course, he has a hinged jaw, which seems to be like the flavor of the month with Skeletor
Oh
now.
yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I never. Yeah, it's like I guess everybody's jumping on the hinge jaw bandwagon,
Yeah.
but it makes sense.
Oh,
It's a skull,
totally.
so
Yeah.
you can move it up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, and he comes with I guess his kind of more classic looking Skeletor head, the Alcala look, which there's some amazing photos of what that looks like over here, and they were able to kind of recreate some of those awesome mini comic moments, and then this more kind of bone colored head, I guess if
Mhm.
you want to call it that, and then of course they have to throw in for fun Skeletor's vintage figure head as well.
Yeah, that one looks so much better than the vintage He-Man head
Oh
sculpt
yeah,
that they
yeah,
made. But
yeah, totally. I,
yeah,
I ended up repainting the hair on my He-Man, just adding a little bit of wash on it so it matched the color of the other ones, and it
oh,
looks much better
oh, it
actually.
looks so much
It's kind
better.
of got that more, orangey brown color that He-Man's known for instead of that bright yellow that he came packed with.
Yes. Who in the
And
chat has pre-ordered this one?
I
Let
haven't
us
yet.
know.
I need to do that. Oh my
So
god,
you
I'm running out of time.
totally need to.
I
Like,
forgot. I mean, I
don't
didn't forget.
forget.
I was like, oh, I have 10 days and I'll just wait a few days. But today's the 24th, so time's a ticking.
Oh, it totally is. Yeah, the 30th is going to come up in no time. And this is a very long window that they've given. I think this is the longest window that they've given for a Motu figure.
Oh yeah.
I only buy the Motu Mondo stuff, so I don't know what they've
Mhm.
done previously for other stuff that
Me
they've
neither.
done, but this is a really long window.
Absolutely. I mean, they gave us a long time here. And Daniel Hearn, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And he says Skeletor has cuter toes than Zorana. That is absolutely right. And they're
And
even
matching
painted
painted.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, Neil picked up on those too.
Yeah, they look great. And his fingernails. He's been to the salon. He got a pedicure and a
Yeah,
manicure.
there you go.
And then Michael, the pet dragon. I mean, you get a full on articulated dragon with his little chain. That part was just something that blew me away. But I love the dragon. I've got some great images here. Since we're on the subject of the dragon, look how incredible that looks. I mean,
Yeah,
he comes with this little blast effect.
so amazing.
Yeah,
And just to have that
yeah.
come with a release like this, like they could have They could have actually just made like an armor and an accessory pack and just said, hey,
Mhm.
here's a regular Skeletor, maybe with some battle armor, go buy the extra stuff. But all this stuff comes with it, which is awesome.
I know, and like the dragon's jaw is articulated as well, and his feet, his arms or legs or whatever you want to call them, both of those. So all fours are all articulated. You can see there's a little hinge joint right there on his hand as well,
Oh,
and
geez,
he
that's
comes with
crazy.
this chain. It's totally adorable. And then look at this. I mean, Skeletor is taking him for a walk like a dog. That looks
When I
awesome.
saw this, I thought it was so cute because we usually see him hanging out on his shoulder,
Yeah.
and it's funny just the way that they've photographed this one. Is that the vintage head on Skeletor?
No, that's the regular head.
Oh, it's the regular one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's funny. I guess
it's
you
like
can
my
you can
pet
recreate the
dragon,
vintage
right?
look too.
I love it. I love it. That is like
That's
just
awesome.
too cool. It's just so awesome. But let's run through these photos real quick of his different looks. So we already saw him in his battle armor gear here. And then here's another look at him with the dragon, and this is with also the hard hood on his head, the plastic one, I guess if you want to call it that. Really neat how the chain runs through here. Um, what's your thoughts on this? This is kind of like the one that sold me, because that is the classic scene from the first mini comic, if you remember, of Skeletor, mini comic number 1.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's awesome. Like that was just way too cool.
Oh, it's way too cool. Yeah, I mean, in the chat too, it's lighting up with a lot of love for Skeletor. Neil says it's a thing of beauty. Ian says this figure completes me.
Yep.
Um, Giraffe exclusive Akala head and Terror claws are forcing me to get the deluxe. I'm sure a regular version will come out during. Oh yeah, Panther he hasn't even gone up for pre-order too. So
It
that's
hasn't.
another thing to think of, right, for your wallet.
Mhm. Mhm.
Labrat, the little buddy dragon, is awesome. And hey, we have my buddy's customs in the house, where he's an amazing customizer and also has his own YouTube channel as well. Make sure we smash. Oh, thank you. Smash that like, y'all.
Smash that like, y'all.
Thank you.
And here you can see the He-Man with his classic or vintage style head, and also Skeletor. It's kind of funny that for some reason the proportions like look like they're a little small for the huge Mondo body.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me.
No, I that when I put that vintage head on my Mondo figure, I immediately just popped it off and was like, this
Yeah.
does not belong here. It's
No,
the
it doesn't, and,
proportions
and
are
it's so
so
unfortunate because I love the style of his vintage head.
right. Right. And Mattel can't seem to get the style of his vintage head correct, and so Mondo had to do it for
Mhm.
them. But maybe this will
Yeah,
fit
yeah.
on
I
the
mean,
Masterverse ones.
yeah, that would be that would have been so cool, right?
Big head.
Oh my god! And then here you got Thunder Punch He-Man, and you got Dragon Blaster Skeletor going at it. I mean, this is like really cool. I
Oh,
love this scene.
it's amazing. I think this is how I'm gonna have my Skeletor facing off with Thunder Punch
Nice.
He-Man. So
That is like way too cool. And then of course you have the battle armor counterparts going
crazy.
at each other. This is, and they built this little diorama that I forget the name of the photographer. He did an incredible job. I'm sure somebody in the chat knows it. But he kind of recreated Snake Mountain. You can see the snake right there to take these photos. But
Yeah.
this axe was a little nod to the Filmation cartoon, because he's got that little orb on the top of it, which is
Mhm.
really cool. And I love that they did that.
So
And of
cool.
course, there's the Dragon Blaster again coming with that little blast effect, which is awesome. He's like, "Hey, buddy."
Oh yeah,
That's
this is
it.
where you get to see the hinged jaw too. It's like they're
Yeah.
both of
Yeah,
them are
both of
hinged.
them. Yeah, that looks great. Looks like he got to like feed him something in there. I don't know. Like he needs to be fed.
I
But
like that he
this was
can.
like my favorite picture.
Yeah, I like that he can also be on his own, because it's usually
Yeah,
the only times we've seen him are it's basically strapped to
attached.
Skeletor's battle armor, right? And
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
this is the only time that we've seen him out for a walk and on his leash.
On his leash, I know, and he can go wander around by himself. This is a great shot right here. You can see both the Terror Claws, which they took the look of them from the mini comic and not necessarily the figure. And I think There was a little bit of hesitance to give him his like little crop top, which is fine because he looks great like this. So they went
Yeah.
with the mini conic style on the claws.
Nice.
And the biggest thing here is you can see this is the soft goods cape, the soft goods hood that's wrapped around him. I think there's a wire in the top of that hood, but you can see his chrome dome there.
So cool. His chrome dome that has no chrome.
That has no
Like
chrome,
Destro.
exactly. His chromeless dome. And
But
there it is on. Yeah.
to answer your question, Neil, no, my Mondo He-Man did not break, but the Toy Sorceresses did. So
Mine
that was
did,
not
and
a
that
good
was
day.
it was not a good day. And Neil, that was before I knew anybody else's was breaking because I got it like really early. And I opened it up and I think I called you or I texted you. I'm like, oh my god, I got my Mondo email, and I was just moving it around, and all of a sudden it was just like, whoop, and I didn't know anybody else's was breaking. I had a classified figure break on me on the same day.
Oh,
Remember
geez.
that?
Yep.
Yeah. It was Rakondo. I think his leg was like gimpy or something. And I'm like, what's going on? Is it just me? And then of course we saw all the reports after the fact of broken He-Man. So
Yes.
I do have a little bit of PTSD, but the Skeletor is too cool, so I can't miss out on him.
It totally isn't. And actually, could you go back to some of the images? Bass Studios is saying Scareglow. Did anyone see Scareglow in that image? And he was saying
Oh,
it's the one without the hood. So, but I'm not really sure which
oh,
one. And that would be
let's see.
amazing because I think they did they release a Scareglow for Mondo already? If they did and they're gonna update it, I think that would be awesome. So
We've
yeah.
got I think pretty much most all of the images here on our website. I did open up the other windows just so that we can see them a little closely. But let's see.
The one
You can
cracks
see
me up where
Scareglow
he's
in any
flying
of
through
them.
the air. But he
Oh
said
my
it
god,
was
I know, and that's another mini comic recreation right there, which is
yeah,
great.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't
So
know where is Scareglow.
the one without the hood. So if we can, it's probably a
Yeah,
single
that's what I'm
shot
looking for.
with
And again,
Skeletor.
like
So
look
it's
how
hard
cool
to
that one is. Oh
yeah.
my god, that's awesome. Because the one without the hood that we showed was just with a white background. So trying to see if any of
Oh
the
yeah.
color images are there without it.
That would be so cool if Scareglow was on there.
I'm just gonna go to Mondo's website.
Yeah, I want them
That's not
to.
Shop Mondo.
It's Mondo
I'm like,
News.
that's not Mondo.
But the science of hiring definitely needs
Yeah, I know, right? Like, wait a minute. That's why they had to use mondoshop.com.
probably.
Um, so let's see if we can find that photo because now I'm intrigued.
I know, I
You
am
know?
too. I'm like, I wanna see that. It's
Oh,
probably in
definitely.
the professional ones in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So cool. But yeah, I think it would be amazing if like sometimes I'm okay with companies remaking things that they've made in the past because they're just making them so much better now. And so I think
Oh yeah.
for this one, we can definitely like this one is so freaking amazing. I can't believe it.
Look at that. That's creepy.
It is
I
pretty
know.
creepy.
And I skipped the previous version from Revelation Skeletor that came out last time. Just because I was like, no, this is not my Skeletor. I'm like, I need like a classic looking one, and I'm glad I waited. So
Oh, he said
so far
without
I
the hood
did.
and he has the terror claws.
Okay.
Thank you, Bash. But
So what were you saying? Was there a scare glow in the image? What was his question?
I think he saw Scareglow in that particular image.
Because there's nothing in the background.
Oh, he was saying the one that the when he had his terror claws.
Yeah, this has the terror claws on it.
There's one. I
And
think there's one professional photo
is
that
there a
has the
color photo
Scareglow. And
beyond
I don't know.
beyond this? Because I don't see a color photo like that. Like one of the diorama shots. I just ran through them all. Anyway, I guess I can't find it, but if he does, he can DM us the photo. I'd love to see it because I don't see that. The rest are all in with white backgrounds.
Cool.
Hmm.
Well, if Scareglow is teased, that would be amazing. So
Yes, I know because I missed out. Was there an original version of Scareglow that came out for Mondo?
I think so. Yeah, and I think it had a like a similar aesthetic
Oh,
to their
maybe this
first.
one. Is there Scarecrow in here anywhere? That he has a Stair Claws. That's the only color one. I don't see anything in the background
Maybe
of it.
just make it bigger and see.
Hmm.
No, I
No,
don't see
I
one.
don't
Oh
see
well.
any. I
Anyway,
don't know. I'm like very intrigued and perplexed, but if Scarecrow's hiding in here somewhere, that's totally awesome.
we'll have to find
You
him.
see him peeking back behind something. I don't know. I see a skull in the mountain.
Are they gonna
Anyway,
do
let us
a
know. Yeah.
are they gonna do a Mondo Snake Mountain now?
Oh my God, could you imagine? That thing would be huge. Which lends me to the subject that we're going to talk about later, Cat's Lair.
Oh right.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, Cat's Lair. I flipped out when I saw that image from Super7, but that's a subject for later on in the stream. Another bit of news that came out from Mondo was um a tease and some released images of Beastman. What'd you
Yes.
think of this, Michael?
So, like, this
This
has
guy
so
is
much freaking detail in it. It's you
yeah.
can stare at this thing forever, and,
Mhm.
like, I think this is their best version of a Mondo figure, a Mondo Masters figure that they've made so
Yeah.
far. Like, I've
Yeah.
seen the Trapjaw one and I pre-ordered it, but I think this
Mhm.
one this one overshadows Trapjaw by quite a bit.
Absolutely, like, blows it out of the water. We have some amazing, incredible close-up artwork, photos from Toy Shiz. So thanks and shout out to Toy Shiz for taking these pictures for us. But here you can see like a close-up of Beastman's head and his furry chest piece or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, the fur looks incredible. He has a real chain hanging onto his medallion here, which looks really cool. And they even added like the detail of like I guess one of these spikes being little bone spikes being like broken off, which I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm a fan of, but no, that it was neat that they did it.
Yes.
The wash on his shoulder armor is really really cool, and um, his face. What did you think about the face sculpt on
The
this?
face looks fantastic. I think they really nailed this one, and just the way that they sculpted the hair, it looks lifelike even on his arms too.
Oh my God, I know. The fur on his arms look incredible. And we'll take a look at like his wrists and his waist and everything in a couple other shots. But they did an amazing job. Like the fur that's sculpted right here on his, I guess his little furry beard looks really great. He's very fierce looking. But this Beast Man's great. And Mondo needs to stop making so much cool stuff because I'm out of space and these are getting expensive.
Oh,
But
totally.
here's
Yeah.
another shot.
Payne's Toy Samples, who is a Toy Habits crew member and also has his own YouTube channel. He says, love the way Mondo looks, but no space. So enjoying it from afar. Yeah. The whole space thing is
A huge
really,
problem.
yeah, it's a huge problem.
Huge, huge, huge problem. I mean, I think it's an incredible time to be a toy collector right now for all of us with all of the properties that we love with so many cool things that you don't want to miss out on. But it's
Right.
like I'm out of room to display all of it.
I know, and it's like I'm finding myself if I want to get this stuff, like even though I'm not displaying it, it's just like sitting either in the garage
Yeah,
or in the shed because I'd wanted it and I didn't want to miss out,
yeah.
but I really have no space to put
Place
anything.
to put it anywhere. I feel exactly the same way. I'm very bummed about that, especially with the news of Cat's Lair maybe on the
Oh geez.
horizon.
That's
So
crazy.
that's like, oh my God. I mean, look at the paint detail on his eyes, is all the wash on his fur and like the mouth. Look at his lips, even
That's
like
crazy. And this
he's
is a
got
prototype too.
yeah. This isn't even the finished like sample. I just it's absolutely incredible. And his wrist or his shoulder armor,
Mhm.
like look at all the wash and the little rivets in there and the
This is
bone
crazy.
sticking out, the little spikes. The amount of detail that's on here and like the texture on the straps is so cool. And you pointed this out, which we'll see in another shot, but he has some like little bones hanging off his belt, but there's real rope on there that they
Yeah.
used, which is like it's right here with the little bones hanging off of it. I mean, that's so cool.
It's amazing. Like the legs, the belt, the loincloth. I mean, there is no detail left unturned here.
I know. And look, he even has fur on the bottom side of his like wrist gauntlets, which are really, really cool because like you have to like make it more comfortable or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's awesome that they thought about that.
Oh, totally. And Giraffe, do not pass on this Mondo Beast, man. You have to have the whole Skeletor's henchman crew together. So sorry,
Yes.
dude, you can't pass on this one.
No, you gotta get it. And even he's got like the little faux leather loincloth as well. I mean, that's just like no detail has gone unnoticed. Same thing with his shin guards here and tons of sculpted detail, the gold rivets around here, and all of these, bone spikes sticking out of there, and straps around the
So
back.
cool.
And again, the painted toenails. I guess he
Yeah.
went to the get a pedicure with Skeletor.
That's interesting. Have we seen that's funny. Have we seen a Beastman with that type of shin armor before?
Yes, we have, and that is actually all of this shin armor and the other gear reminiscent of the Masterverse new Eternity
Oh,
version
that's
of
right.
Beastman that we have.
That's right.
That's kind of the first place we got this, and I love that they did a nod to that.
That's awesome.
I'm looking at him right now up on the shelf, and that's
Yes.
where they got it from. It's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
I
cool.
love that. Wow, and take a look at that. Just the detail,
Geez.
just in his wrist guard.
That like, man,
This is incredible.
it's like that gives brass knuckles a new meaning.
I know. And then you just, you can see kind of like the wear in the metal and some of
Mhm.
like the rust marks and stuff like that, like the pitting in it. Like it's incredible. And then this kind of looks like leather, and that looks like, different type of straps, and again like the little fur and these additional buckle pieces and stuff.
It's crazy.
It's just incredible.
It is. Cora says that getting Skeletor and all of his core evil warriors in Mondo is going to be expensive. It totally is. It's crazy.
And look how big he is. So this was one of the creative directors from Mondo. Shout out to Geek Dad Life and Toy Geeks. He was on the episode, I think, last week.
Yeah, last week.
He had the two creative directors from Mondo. So this was Hector, and he happened to have Beastman with him, and he held it up. And like, look how big this is compared to his head.
That's amazing. Looks so freaking cool.
He is. Sorry, let me back up a little. He is huge. Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
They just keep outdoing themselves. And from the reveals so this one was revealed at Design Con 2022, and they just had just a cartoon sketch of him. So they also have a Tila and an Orko on the way too. So I'm like, I can't wait to see what those look like too. But like this Beastman looks fantastic.
So the interesting thing, and you got to watch this episode if you haven't had the chance, everybody out there in the chat, and Michael, go ahead and watch it too. But I think they mentioned that Orko is supposed to have an actual face underneath his hood. Yes. And so nobody knows what his face looks like, so I think Mondo had like creative license to create it.
That's awesome. Jeez.
I know.
That's
gonna be weird, like to see what Orko actually looks like under his hood.
Yeah.
Or the hat. Or whatever. Yeah.
And I think you were saying this too. J-Max said that they did mention it will be like what? It's like 5 to 10% smaller.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this was actually their, and thank you for mentioning that, J-Mac, but this was their paint sample, and it's 5% larger because it's going to shrink a little bit in production. So it'll be a tiny little bit smaller than this, but probably barely noticeable, but it's still massive.
Yeah, that's a massive piece, and it's going to look amazing next to Trapjaw. So Giraffe, just buy it, and you won't regret it. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So he looks really cool. Can't wait for that. And in other news, we got a whole bunch of artwork reveals for the next wave of Masterverse figures.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was Web Store. We had Horde Skeletor, Prince Adam, and Clamp Champ, right?
Yes.
So those all came out. Those all came out this week. Web Store looked really cool. This was the latest one. I'm just gonna work my way back. And look at these creepy eyes. Like he just looks awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for that version of Web Store. And I love these art reveals because they also reveal the actual figure that's produced. And so I know
Mm-hmm.
that you can
Yeah,
see
so
them
you
in
can
the
see the production version here,
yeah,
which
they're
is
in
awesome.
the but like some of the production images, they don't match what the figure looks like in the box. So like I guess when we get to
Yeah,
Horde Skeletor, we can see some differences there,
differences. Yeah.
but yeah, it's nice to see what the art looks like and how the figure is going to
Mm-hmm.
look in the box too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here we had Web Store and I guess kind of a creepy forest scene. And to me, I don't know if this was, kind of a little bit of a nod to like the Fright Zone or the tree from the Fright Zone. But you can see Castle Grayskull in the background, and of course a whole bunch of webs playing up that
So cool.
the
I wish they
spiderness of
did
him.
I wish they did teases like the origins
Yeah,
line in here
I
because
know.
although the art is cool, like it'd be interesting to see like some
Hmm.
things that are coming down the pipeline for Masterverse.
Yeah, I mean that would be really cool because when we get to Clamp Champ, there was some extra characters in his art as well. Um, but Skeletor, we'll take a look at. So this is the promo images for Skeletor, but as you pointed out, there were some differences in the production figure, and I think is it more with the face?
It's the face and the belt, so it doesn't look like they've washed
Yes,
the face or have done anything with the belt because the belt looks matte.
Matt. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think this is one of the things that I like about the reveals because you can actually see what the figure what you're gonna get
Hmm.
basically. And I'm happy that they're
Yeah,
not doing non-window display boxes so we could see this.
I know, right? As a matter of fact, I think we ordered this set that we already bought it from Walmart, right?
Yes.
The
Well,
set we
yeah,
ordered,
it's pre-ordered basically. So
pre-ordered.
he
It's
usually
pre-order,
gets
but it
stuff a
should
few
be,
months in advance. So this will
yeah,
be coming.
coming soon. So I hope that the face has a little bit of face wash because this
Yeah,
looks a little plain to me.
it does. And yeah, that was my main gripe, just seeing kind
Yeah,
of the figure in the box and all the production images. And maybe it's just they're kind of maybe messing with the figures too much in Photoshop for the production images.
it
Or
could be.
they just have one sample that's like really done up and they just basically scale everything back to lollipops.
Exactly. I love
Lollipop.
that lollipop havoc stuff.
I
It,
can't
it
wait for that
actually
one.
does look, pretty lollipop like a cherry one. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's got the translucent color to it.
I love it.
Thanks, Giraffe. Now that's what I'm gonna see when I look at
I know, right?
Skeletor's havoc
Now
stuff.
I
But
have that like Lollipop Guild song playing in my
oh my
head from
god,
the
me
Wizard of
too.
Oz.
Oh man.
We
Anybody
represent.
else can believe this? But the artwork for Skeletor was really cool. I mean, I
Yeah.
really loved the colors and like kind of this neon pink theme going through it. And is that maybe Horde Prime or something behind him?
Ooh, maybe.
That was my thought.
That'd be freaking cool.
It looks a little bit like a head or someone like a hood
Uh-huh.
with maybe a face behind it because there's a little bit of darkness over here and I don't know, maybe it was just me, but that's kind of what I was kind of getting.
Yeah.
That it looks slightly like a hood. You see that?
Yes, I do
Or like
see
a
that.
shape.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah. It's like,
really
do
neat.
we need another Skeletor? No, but like this one looks so
No.
cool.
I love his color scheme, but I just hope that he looks just as good as the actual production sample. So here, and again, this is why my head was going to like the Fright Zone
Mm,
because he is absolutely standing in the
yep.
Fright Zone forest, and you can
So
see,
cool.
the little cave where the snake or whatever is supposed to come out, the little puppet snake, and then that other kind of closed up one, and of course the craggly tree.
Yes. So cool.
Love that.
Yeah.
Totally love that. Um, and then the next one we got was Clamp Champ
Mm-hmm.
over here.
Yeah.
This one was really cool, and Clamp Champ had quite a bit of other characters teased in his artwork. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, like a whole bunch. But let's take a look at Clamp Champ's production sample, and I think this one looks pretty close to this. Maybe the skin tone's a little different.
Yeah. And
little
it could be
darker.
Photoshop versus,
The
but
lighting, yeah.
yeah, and the lighting and things like that. But yeah, I think I
Mhm.
actually I really love the head on this clamp champ. I
Yeah,
think they did a really nice
yeah.
job on this one. And yeah, I want to go. I think this was the third comment in the stream before we started, but
Mhm.
uh King Panther, if you're still on, he asked, will we ever get some new Eternia glow in the dark skeleton warriors? Because those are actually on the box art too, of clamp
Yeah,
champ. So
which we'll get to in a second. I was
yeah.
just gonna say, I really love his, like, chest armor. Did you see how they used metallic colored
Hmm.
paint?
Yeah, so
And
neat.
even in the blues, and it kind of matching also in his little clamp device.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's funny,
that's a welcome change.
some of the Revelation figures actually look like the Motu Classics version. So
Mhm,
like Clamp Champ comes to mind. Also like
mhm.
the first Man at Arms comes to mind too that
Yes.
they did.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
even though it's
yeah, totally.
Revelation, I like that. They're kind of like
Mhm.
sticking with more of the classic way
Look,
that Clamp Champ
yeah,
looks. Yeah.
absolutely. So we're gonna look at the actual full image of the artwork, but here you can see the skeleton warriors
Yeah.
in the background and Fisto.
Poor Fisto.
Yeah.
Man, Clamp Champ and Fisto got the shaft in Revelation.
Oh my god, totally. He got eviscerated. That was not cool. A lot of people actually did on that
Yeah,
series.
I know. It's so funny.
Uh, yeah. No, he looks great. He really does. I love that. And
That's a
then the
great
next one we
shot.
got was Prince Adam. So
Yes.
this is a cool figure. And I love the artwork that they did for Prince Adam. Um and of course, you get the laughing head, which that is too cool that
It
they
is
threw that
cool.
in there. Yeah.
It's funny. Payne's toy sample skeleton army builders available in Mythic Legions would scale well with the Masterverse, but not actually that's a great point. Like the
Mhm.
skeleton warriors from the Mythic
Yeah.
Legions line would go really, really well.
Really, really well with these. I think that they'll look great. And let's take a look at the production version of Prince Adam, which I think the head looks a little different, and I don't know if it's a finish thing,
Oh
but the
yeah.
quality of it, yeah, it doesn't come off the same. If I don't
Could
know what
you
it is.
Are you able to make that one bigger
Yes, I
in
am.
the box?
Oh, the one in the box. Yes,
Yeah.
that one I can get bigger too. There you go.
Okay. That one, yeah, there's I don't know if it's the angle or something about it, but it looks kind of funky.
It does, right? And it's like the skin tone and then just something about it that's just
I th-
not
it's
the
the
same.
hair.
The hair, I
The
think you're
hair is
right.
like it's too like poofy. It's very like matte and thin,
Yes.
and it's a
And
different
there's no
shade. So
definition
so
in it.
weird. Yeah.
Like the wash. I think all of these look like they're kind of missing a wash,
Yeah. Like he
right?
looks kind of like the Beatles with like a mop top head.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh my god. Well, let's hope that the actual version in hand is much better than this. It does look a little plain.
Yeah. I hope his birthday cake power sword comes out pretty well
Oh yeah,
too, just
with
in
the
real
sparkles
life.
in it.
But
'Cause it
for his,
looks like it doesn't have a lot of color in it there,
no.
and the other one just looks like much more sparkly. So I'm hoping it's just the lighting, but I loved this image right here of Prince Adam transforming. That
Hmm.
was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Chris Allen, laughing head looks too goofy for me. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
goofy. But actually I hope that once we get this figure in hand, that it'll actually look halfway decent. So
yeah, yeah, I hope so. And then he's just standing here in the palace, hanging out with that goofy look on his face. But
yes,
the
and
art was
Giraffe
great for
points
it.
out that his vest highlights his package too. So you gotta love that. I guess it just kind of just forms right
Oh my
there
god,
at
I'm
that
never gonna
opening.
unsee that now, Giraffe.
Now I can't unsee that. Thanks, Giraffe.
I can't unsee that once it's seen. Oh my god.
Peekaboo, Adam.
Oh my god. Where's Silver K when you need her?
Yo, Joe OC. Oh my gosh, totally Adam Bieber. Totally
Oh
is.
my god,
There we
that's what
go.
it looks like.
Yeah, that's a great encapsulation of what this looks like.
Oh my god.
We need our Prince Adam Bieber now.
Yes, we do. So any final thoughts on the artwork reveals before we switch gears to G.I. Joe? Any other
Mm,
MOTU thoughts?
no, I think the only, well, I think the only box art from, I guess, this wave that he asked yet to release is the Masterverse Whiplash one. So,
Yeah,
but I'm waiting
yeah,
for that one. I mean, people already have this, like we already have this figure, so
we
maybe
already
he's
have the
gonna
figure in
punt on
hand,
it.
so yeah. So maybe that's why I wasn't like, in bated breath with it.
Yeah, but
I got
said
Whiplash sitting on the shelf.
Chris says it's the weakest of the wave. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I actually do like this Prince Adam figure. I love that they're kind of making it in the smaller stature buck, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he might be, but yes, the
Yeah.
artwork is
And now
fantastic.
I can't help but look at his
At his
vest.
package, all
Yes.
right. I'm just joking.
so so we have yet another week of Yojo June reveals, some of which of course we've been getting these incredible leaks, and thanks to GI Shark for sending those early. But we got some very cool pre-order releases this week, Michael.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's
Actually,
get into
it's
them.
Chaz the Guru has a source that sends him
Oh,
these things
that's
like
fantastic.
the night before, which is nice because as a content creator, it's really nice to get a heads up on what's coming the day before so we can actually prep stuff.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. Plus, we have day jobs, so it's really nice that Chaz leaks this stuff. So,
I know it was really cool to get to see that these were coming out, and every single leak that we've got has been spot on. If you want any of the pre-order links, we've got them all on toyhabits.com for all of the Yojo June releases, all in this article. And if you order through here, it really helps out the website and the channel. So be sure to check in on here. But and I know Snow Serpent was sold out on Hasbro Pulse, but you can still get them through
Amazon.
Amazon and Entertainment Earth. I think he was still up and
Yep.
available, and maybe BPTS as well. But these look great. What'd you think about Grunt?
I thought they did Grunt really, really well, and I think I've said this before. Like the green shirts as vintage figures were kind of boring, and so I like that the way. Sorry, you used another word. I keep using the word boring, but it's basically their uniform was not super interesting to me, but I like the way that
Yeah.
they're doing these ones.
Oops.
I'm taking a look at like Grunt's hair. I hope
Yeah,
that
with that little
fade
fade.
comes out a little nicer because it just looks like he just has like hair just on top of his like plump
Yeah,
head.
it's not great right now the way it's
No.
painted. you can you can see that. Yeah. I hope they do a little bit better job. I really like this little like iPad
Hmm.
communicator piece or whatever that like folds down from his chest. That
Yeah,
was a good idea.
totally good.
Love that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
and his face looks really good.
Yes.
I'm excited about this one. He looks great.
Yeah.
And Snow
I
Serpent. Oh,
yes.
go ahead before
No,
we
I
move
was
on.
gonna say like I like that they're doing like they're throwing in like army builder pieces to
Hmm.
these figures because I don't know, like
Yeah,
GI Joe doesn't have a ton of army builders, so it's nice that
yeah,
they're um,
yeah. Absolutely. And then you get that extra steel quartz helmet with it, so then you could just put that on. It's a head, right? So you can
Unicron's
army
left
build
nut. My favorite, still my favorite user ID. I think this is referring to his head, but it looks like a
Yeah,
loaf of bread.
it does kind of look like a loaf of bread, right? Definitely.
Oh, and guess what? Chaz the Guru is in the house. Chaz, thank you so much
Chaz.
for leaking all this stuff the night
Yes,
before.
and I apologize. I know we get stuff from Chaz and GI Shark, so thank you, Chaz, for sending us the information.
But
Really
yes,
appreciate
our
it.
wallets are going to be hurting in Q like this
Yes,
year. It's
yes, they are.
crazy.
Oh my God, just so
Neil,
so many
Chaz the
great
Guru is
things.
actually Emily, 100% confirmed.
That's who's behind it all. The
Yeah.
next one we got was the Snow Serpent, which is really cool. I'm gonna go to the little bit better shots of it here. Now, Michael, I have a question for you because there's been a little bit of a debate because there's differences between some of the production shots and some of the dio shots and also in-hand images that you can see. The Snow Serpent here looks like he's got kind of more of a black webbing and
Hmm.
shoes and gear with his white outfit. And of course, the classic vintage one had more of a blue color.
Yep.
And here in this image and a couple of the other images, it looks more of like a dark blue color, which I would absolutely love for it to be the dark blue because that's part of the Snow
Oh,
Serpent's
totally.
signature look.
Totally. Yeah, I'm thinking it could have been just a prototype where they might have not have gotten the paint mix right, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
because a
because you
lot
can
of
see
that
here
stuff
these are all
looks
black.
super black, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be the shade of blue too. Maybe it just doesn't turn up in
It could
photos,
be.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
hope that it's that classic blue because he wouldn't be the snow. I mean, he'd still be the snow serpent, but
I know, and I was seeing some people in different Facebook chats and stuff like that saying, well, maybe they're gonna hold off and make it into a retro card or whatever. I hope not, because like this is already an army builder, and
yeah,
they did that slight variation with the Crimson Guard, and that was kind of like a little bit of a waste, like
yeah.
that little twist on the red color.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought actually the first release of the Crimson Guard nailed that color, and the one that
Mhm.
came retro carded was a little bit off, so
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
But I don't know
yeah.
if this one become a retro card because there's so many things in it, and it's a deluxe figure, like, the whole card would be accessories.
I'm trying to fix my hat. I can't see. Yes, I know. Yeah, and they couldn't do it because he's got way too much stuff. You're absolutely right. It's a deluxe figure, so that's not a possibility.
Giraffe.
Um,
I love how he's wearing timber. He's badass. And actually, if you go into Chaz the Guru's Instagram page, I think he made something referencing like
yes.
RAP Timber or something like that. It's so
Oh,
freaking
that's
hilarious.
so sad.
I know.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that. That was hilarious. But you can see like Snake Eyes like in the background, like crying. Just kidding.
Oh.
It's a snow job, which is right there. And I think somebody pointed out that there might have been a what's it called? Um like a cat, like what's that little snow patrol vehicle that he has? It's just I know the name, it's just not coming to me right now. The snow job from the
Oh,
vintage
geez.
figures.
I
I
always
have one
forget that one.
in my closet, and I can't even remember the name right now.
I have no clue. I
Yeah,
totally
but you know
forget.
the little
Yes.
snowmobile.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it
That'd
looks
be a
like there's a
perfect
tease of
yeah.
that in
That
here. Yeah.
snowmobile would be perfect.
It would be perfect. And I have it, and I just can't remember
The
the name.
polar battle bear. Thank you,
That's it. Yeah.
Pain Store
Maybe that's why, because the
samples.
name was way too long. I blocked it out.
Joe is in the
But it
house
would be
too.
so
What is
cool if
up,
we got that,
Joe?
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, and actually, they are starting to do a lot of teases in these box arts, so this
Mhm.
is actually really cool. Like, I think
Yeah, I mean, and that's small enough where they could sell it, in classified scale because
yes,
it's a small vehicle. So let's
yes,
get some of the polar battle bears. That'd be so cool.
that would
I
be
love these dio shots.
yes,
Oh, look
so
at this one.
freaking cool. Yeah, and
I love
I
that.
like
The snowboard.
yeah, I like the like, I was trying to think of, like I'm not sure what to think of, like, the headdress and stuff, but when Lenny was like, "Oh, you can make one a squad leader," I was like, "There you go."
Exactly. And that's why they did it. That's what
Um,
Lenny said. He likes
yeah,
to have an extra piece that you can differentiate. So abominable snowmobile. And
nice.
Clint, the snow cat, which I do have, is a little bit larger vehicle. But how cool would that be? That might be a little bit, trending on like maybe HasLab territory, but not really because it's kind of mid-sized vehicle. Still would be cool to get one though.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
the
actually,
last,
that's
oh, go ahead.
Max makes a good point. Like, I guess they could do like a single carded version in retro
Mhm.
for this figure and just not pack him with so many things and just do it, just basically
Very
pack
true.
the vintage accessories in there.
But I'm crossing my fingers. I hope it's blue webbing.
Yeah.
And then we got Lowlight, which he turned out super awesome.
Yes.
Love his face sculpt. So he's got his little Oakley goggles here and this incredible, case for his rifle with all the sniper gear and all the other stuff. Give me your thoughts on Lowlight.
I thought they did this figure really, really well. It's basically like if you took the 25th or whatever 50th anniversary that
Mhm.
this came packed in and just brought it up in scale, like this is the low light. So it's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah. It
Oh,
he
and
looks incredible.
low light was also in Slaughter's Marauders too. So
Yes.
that's
Which
another
is which is my favorite version, and I've got the vintage one sitting in the links back here on the shelf behind me. So I can't wait for that one to be released. And Clint, you totally cracked me up. Going back to the snow serpent real quick, they're gonna do a desert snow serpent wearing
nice.
Wile E. Coyote.
That's awesome. So fun.
Oh my god, that was just too funny. Clint, you cracked me up. Payne's toy
Yeah.
samples. Low light is hot, definitely.
Yeah, they did a great job. I love the sniper rifle case and just all of the
Mhm.
little parts that you can just take
I
on and off this
know.
figure. So much stuff to lose, but it's great. It's great to
I
have.
know, right? So many small parts now, and he was just a regular price figure. This was just a
Yeah.
basic release, which
Yeah.
he came with such a huge pack out, which
Yeah,
is
it
super
was
cool.
actually this box art where I think people were trying to figure out who were the figures that were, he was hunting or they were hunting
Hmm.
him in the box art. So
Yeah,
I had some ideas on that one, um,
that's
but yeah,
awesome.
that's
Um,
cool.
and next up, I just want to go in and check in on the um the Dragonfly HasLab. I know there was that little tease video that had like the 3D fly through
Hmm.
of the HasLab, and when you go to do the sign in, it showed the name for Hawk Abernathy.
Abernathy, yeah.
Cool. But I don't know how much it sparked backers, because as of this morning, I think it was probably 8 or 9 a.m. We were at 14,000. Now it's almost 4 o'clock, and it's 14,016. So this
All
thing
right.
has way slow to crawl.
Yeah, I don't this yeah, there's gonna that there's gonna be a huge spike on the last day. Like, is it gonna be
Mhm.
a huge spike of what 2,000 that they need to unlock Glenda?
Yeah. I want to see
So
the last tier.
I know.
I have a plea to everybody out there watching. Now, they don't charge you for the HasLab until the campaign ends. So you got, 23 days and counting. And you still have, I think, a day or two after the HasLab ends to cancel it. And if you want to see what the next unlock is, I implore you, go ahead and back it now just to get the ball rolling and get our numbers up. And if you don't like what you see at the last tier, then you can back out. But we're never going to get there if everyone's sitting on the fence. But I'm going to get off my soapbox now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because, I think the Joe marketing team I think they need to do something different with these unlock reveals.
Yeah.
And it's like why wait and, have
Hmm.
people wait till the last minute where you have a chance to get your project unfunded? Why don't you just
I
release
know.
everything and maybe have like a surprise or like leave one thing back and like release
Yeah.
90% of it
Well, that's
from day
kind of where
one?
we're at right now, right? Because we already
Yeah.
know everything but the last tier. But I think it needs something else to fuel it a little more right now because
Yes.
it's stalled.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing build and an amazing
Yeah,
vehicle, but
totally.
yeah,
Totally
we would
worth it.
totally. But I wanna see what's coming next,
So do
so
I.
I
I
know.
mean, I want to see, are we getting Hawk or not? In this little bomber jacket.
I know, I think actually if they release that here, I think fans are gonna be pissed because I'm sure
Mhm.
that they would want a regular Hawk General Hawk V2
Which
release for
they
classified.
can totally do it. All they got to do is put this Hawk on like a retro card with some extra accessories and something a little different about him, so he's a like an exclusive version, and then release a more plain one to the general public that is not part of the HasLab, just like they're gonna do with the Cobra Commander, right?
Yeah, that's true, that's true. Payne's toy samples may just sit back, may just back another, oh geez, another one. And I have no space
Thank
for it.
you.
Actually, you can put
Yeah.
these things on the ceiling with fishing wire. So like the space
Mhm.
thing for these vehicles is not a problem. Just hanging from the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah. Just get a hook. I'll probably have to do that with mine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
So
and
anyway, if
we
you're
actually,
thinking about it, jump in. Just jump
yeah,
in the water.
Yojo OC, Glenda ruined the party, LOL. I don't, yeah, it looked like Glenda was a cool idea, but it looked
Mhm.
like it probably didn't do what they thought
Didn't
it
land
might.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah. Payne's saying make him a G1 Hawk. I would probably prefer that he wasn't, because the G1 Hawk was a bit plain, you
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
they need to release that with like another smaller, like the MMS or something.
Hmm. Totally. Totally. So anyway, if you're thinking about it, go ahead. Do you have nothing to lose? They're not going to charge you right now. Still got the 23 days. And you always have till right before the campaign ends to back out of the HasLab. It's not a big deal. So, let's get to that next unlock tier. It'd be great.
Yes.
And jumping into other news, which we got this incredible, and why is my screen blank? I just saw it earlier a second ago. We got this incredible tease from Super7. Michael, I'm having a computer issues on that screen.
It's all right.
Real quick. It's okay.
All
Let
right.
me load up our website one more time, and we'll just jump onto the Cat's Lair tease. Which, I mean, when you saw this, you text this to me while I was at work, and I almost like I was like, oh my god, no freaking way! That was my reaction. I love Thundercats.
Yeah, I was like, this has to be the Cat's Lair, and like kudos to Super7 for just going where no other toy company is willing to go. So I mean, they've released that. What you have that 2-foot Thunder Tank, and yeah, and actually you were commenting on this too, like around like what you think the scale of this thing would actually be.
So I did something kind of fun with it. Now we know that the vintage Thundercats obviously we have the vintage Cat's Lair, and the Cat's Lair for those were, it was sized more appropriately so that it was a doable size. But I wanted to play around, and I did a little Photoshop magic, and I said to myself, if Super7 were to scale the Thunder Tank and the new Cat's Lair to that same Thunder Tank scale, and you can see this is the LGN version of Lion-O, this is how big it would be. I mean, that is like room size. Yeah, and this is the Super7 Thunder Tank, so it would be gigantic. But we do know that the vintage figures were basically the same size and scale exactly to the new Super7 figures.
That's
Here
true.
You can see the two vintage ones, two vintage Lion-Os, and the new Super7 variant. And then, of course, we do have the Cat's Lair, which, I mean, would you be perfectly okay with it if it was a separate thing and they just made this like to that same kind of 1/3 scale? I would love it because it won't take up a ton of real estate.
Yeah, I would love it too. And yeah, I think from a real estate perspective, yes, and also a nod to the vintage design too. So I'll be happy with that.
And cost, space, all those things. I don't need some ginormous, Super7 Snake Mountain sized playset. I don't. Right. I mean, as cool as it would be, I don't have a huge house and I can't fit that. So what does the chat think? If you were to get any size Cat's Lair, and let's assume it's for Ultimates, because there's a tiny chance, but I really doubt it, that they would, do a Cat's Lair for like the reaction line so that it can scale okay. But and I'd be totally happy with that because I can still, pose it with my Ultimates figures. But yeah, exactly. It would still be a cool backdrop for your Ultimates or your reaction figures, because I do have all the reaction figures as well. Yeah. But
Joe is freaking out about the Cat's Lair. It's awesome.
Oh my god, yeah. I know. What is that? I mean, and this vintage one, I don't have one. This is a holy grail for Thundercats collectors because they can run up to like $1,200 for a complete version of this, out of box, not even in package. And it had so many awesome play features on it.
Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, I guess with the price point at the vintage one, and if Super7 does recreate this, I think I would seriously consider getting this one. Like I held off on the Thunder Tank unless it goes like on really like a huge sale, but running out of space with all these things.
Oh, I know. There's like absolutely no room. But I mean, even the vintage figures like scaled nicely in here. It wasn't bad. And it was a great compromise. And if they do that, it's going to keep the price point down. It's going to be making it much more accessible to a lot more collectors.
Totally.
I'm like Brian Flynn, if you're listening to us out there and you're thinking about making the Cat's Lair, please make it at a reasonable scale.
Right.
We don't mind if it doesn't scale with the Thunder Tank. It's okay.
No, it's fine.
There's artistic license out there and it's perfectly fine.
There you go.
So yeah, it's I'm sure it's going to be awesome, whatever it is, even if it's like just like a piece of it or something.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. to find out what it is that they're releasing, because
I know. Yeah, I forget when they'll tease something, and then I don't know if it's a week or 2 weeks later they finally reveal what it is. So
Exactly, and I was just about to ask you that very same question. You took the words out of my mouth. Clint says Thunder Tank, you get a discount at EE if you type in Toy Habits. Absolutely, 10% off that Thunder Tank if you get it on EE, and if you get anything. By the way, everybody in the chat, either you can use the link at the front of our website, or when you're checking out on Entertainment Earth, if you type in Toy Habits under the coupon code, you get 10% off in stock items and free shipping on orders that are $59 or up. So that's awesome. And I tend to sometimes wait and not pre-order something and just buy it when it's in stock so I can get that extra discount.
Yes. I know it's hard. And also, like, some of the stuff will either just hang out and not get sold out, and it'll get discount further too, and then you get even a deeper discount.
Even cheaper.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's an awesome deal. And other toy news, we got some leaked images of some super cool turtles in disguise.
That's crazy.
By the one and only Seth Rogen, and I put a little update here, but he put this on his Instagram.
That's amazing.
And these are super cute because I'm sure you don't know this, but some of these are reminiscent of the vintage figures, like this Hula or Beach Bum Michelangelo and the Space Ace astronaut Raphael. So those are nods to the vintage figures.
Yes.
These other two, you got like Dr. Spock over here and Cowboy Leo. They're just really, really cute. And Seth Rogen updated his post saying that these are going to be a Walmart exclusive.
Oh boy.
Wah, wah. And they're going to come out in July.
Okay, so actually, this gives me something else to hunt for on Walmart. So I'll have to tap into my advanced search logic here and see if we can bring up.
Because I'm going to drive you crazy trying to find them for me.
Oh geez, no, and I'm still looking for those DC, that next wave of DC superpowers too on there, but no luck. And Mossman, so
Mossman is a must. But these are super cute, and
cute.
Yep, Mikey in his little like beach bum outfit, and his turtle shell is covered up by his Hawaiian shirt. He's got little shorts on and flip flops and a straw hat. Totally cute.
Clint says props to TMNT for doing the first Village People crossover. I love it.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
We gotta make a meme of it when we get them.
Oh, totally. Unicron's left nut. Duplico being this is probably very sarcastic tone. Duplico being a Walmart exclusive is going great. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's going horrible. Yeah.
That's exactly why I had my want sound, because every time I hear Walmart exclusive, I'm like, I'm never gonna get it. And then we got Astronaut Ralph. So these were leaked images on Facebook, and a big shout out to Gary Dillon and Chow Dabo for posting these images before the figures were announced. And they're going to be super cute. I love this version. I'm not like a huge Star Trek fan, but
me neither. But
him as Dr. Spock is hilarious.
So cute.
Totally love that. So those are fun, and we've got links to the turtles if you're interested in them. In all of the articles, we have where you can buy. We found the Amazon links for all of them, except for actually, I think Michelangelo is missing in action right now. We have a villain 4-pack, which is really cool. The rest of the turtle buddies, these ninja shout outs over here, 12-inch figures, and I just discovered, which I guess I didn't add it to this article, which was the battle cycle, which was nice. A cool. Yeah, I found that link yesterday. So if you're interested, it is on all of our articles, and I ordered the one with Ralph. And this one kind of looks like a little Vespa scooter, which is really cute. And it has a sidecar that either rides in the back or on the side. It swings open. You can put another little turtle on that sidecar, which is a lot of fun. So this one is up on Amazon right now, and it comes out tomorrow. So I'll also be on the hunt for these at Target. So when we get Target links, we'll add those onto the articles as well.
Awesome.
And then the pizza van, I'm trying to get a hold of one, so we'll see how that goes. And if I'm successful, hopefully I can share it with you all next week.
Oh, I would love to see that.
I know that thing's really cool. It shoots out pizzas.
Yes.
The other
Like
bit of news
anything
we got
shooting out
was
pizza would be awesome.
anything shooting out pizza is a lot of fun, right? And it's motorized with a battery. It's battery powered, so that's super fun.
Yeah.
Um, and we also got the reveal for Wave 1.5 of the Legends of Dragonor. And I guess the reason they're calling it that is basically because it's a repaint wave
Yeah.
of the first wave, but they're actually really cool figures. What'd you think about these, Michael?
I think so. I had backed this Kickstarter when it first came out, and yeah,
Mhm.
I think like some of the repaint options are very cool. Like I love
Yeah,
that all white figure, and yeah,
yeah. So
some of the dragons that they're making too are so cool, but I just don't have the space for them.
I know those are really awesome. They haven't been released, and you can see one of the dragons in the background right here. That's the red dragon, and the green dragon. This is called the Glacier Adventure Barbaro, I guess, and he now has pants and boots, and this furry cape, which is very cool and kind of a glacier blue color scheme. So I really like this repaint. That one's awesome. And then Oscuro, which is the kind of the baddie of the group. This one's called Dark Magic Apprentice Oscuro, and he actually the original version on Wave One he has got like a gray skin tone. So
Yeah.
this one actually has a human one. What do you think of this one?
I like that too. I mean, I like what they're
Mhm.
doing with this line, and it's funny. Pop Actor
Yeah.
says, "I want Lord of Powers." It's like, yeah, the the original concept for this
Mhm.
line they had to change, and so
Yeah.
I would I would have wished that they would have kept that particular thing going, but I guess
Mhm.
Mattel butted in there and said, "Nope, you can't do that."
I know they had to change gears, but the new name played on the whole dragon motif,
Yeah,
which you can see
yeah,
some of
yeah,
these dragons back here, and those are going to be really cool because you can stand them up on their hind legs as like an action figure, or then sit them down on all fours and then put your figure riding the back of the dragon
yeah.
as like a vehicle or like a creature, I guess. So that's really cool.
I love Clint. Is this everyday quads for this guy? The quads are huge, like so
Oh my
muscular.
god, I know.
Love it.
Look at that. That's awesome.
But yes,
And then we
it
have
is Mattel's
kind of
fault.
an opposite of Onitar, which is like the red beast.
Hmm.
When he had like red and blue, so this one is a blue skinned version with like red and yellow chest armor, which he looks really cool also.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we have I don't know what the official name for this one was, but this was like the genie,
Yep.
the Karem, which was he had like
Uh-huh.
a translucent blue skin on the genie version. So maybe this is his like evil alter ego, and it's kind of like he looks like he's on fire. You see like
Yeah,
the differentiation in that. That's really cool.
yeah, yeah. Definitely dig this line. Although I think the shipping is really expensive on that PowerCon exclusive set, so hopefully these will be a little cheaper.
Yeah, because it was I think like $140 from PowerCon, which I'm like, well, that's a lot for three figures. But then when you go to check out, the shipping was like $90.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh my god. And then on BBTS, I think it's like $220 or something like that for three. I'm like, I just can't justify it. And then I saw
no.
this wave come out, so I was like, why do I need PowerCon ones? I'll just wait for these.
Yeah, that's true. Pop Actor says it's a no skip leg day for these folks, and Giraffe says looks like an evil version of that genie on Pee Wee's Playhouse. I love that show as a kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And he comes with then it later in the article, if you scroll down, we do have a recap of all of Wave One, but you can see he has this little like staff with the little genie bottle on the end of it, and this one's made of like a translucent yellow plastic,
So
which is
cool.
really cool too.
Really neat
Love that.
looking.
Yeah, I like it.
Now I'm tempted to buy more of them.
I
Thanks.
know. And then we've got Yondara and her ancestral messenger uh version here. And this one, she's also made of kind of like a frosty ice blue
That's
clear
cool.
translucent plastic too.
That's neat. So cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love what they're doing with this line, but I wish that yeah they were more available or even like sold in stores, but that's not probably not
I
possible for
know.
them.
I know. Yeah, because they're a small startup toy company, but they're doing an amazing job. And then we've got Stealth Mission Pantera, which her original version is in that kind of bright blue panther color, and now
Yeah.
she's black with white spots.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely dig
So
it.
we have a whole recap on the same article of Wave 1. You can see what the original figures look like, all of their backstory. They're a lot of fun. I think they're doing an incredible job with this line. And if
Yeah.
you do order Wave 1, there is build-a-figure parts that make
Oh
up
yeah.
this divine armor
Yes.
of power figure, which looks incredible.
Yeah,
So
he looks really
uh,
neat.
I did see a YouTube video on an unboxing of like paint samples I
Oh
watched the
neat.
other day, and it was from like 6 or 7 months ago, and they look really good.
Yeah.
And did you know the parts were interchangeable on
No, I
these?
did not.
So they're built sort of like Motu figures. The waist comes apart. There's a peg in the middle, just like Origins. The legs pop off, the arms pop off, the head pops off. But what's different here is that the arms don't have a peg coming out of them. They
Mhm.
actually have a hole in it like the original Motu figures do, and the peg is on the shoulder piece on
Oh,
the
interesting.
torso. So that's
Okay.
just they kind of did the opposite, but
That's
they're
cool.
still interchangeable. So that's actually really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, and then if you do that early board edition, you can get this little castle display. So this
Yeah,
is a
I actually
super
had
cool
that come in the
line.
mail the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
god!
haven't opened it yet, but
Oh,
it's here.
that's so cool. So just the backdrop, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let me know what
Yeah.
it looks like because I actually had kind of cherry picked some of the figures because I don't know. I probably had a fun Shui attack with all my pre-orders, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll just get a couple of these, and then I didn't get the whole like set. So if it looks really cool, you'll of course be a bad influence on me, and I
Right.
probably may end up ordering it anyway.
That's funny.
Oh man. Um, so you think that that kind of rounds up all of the toy news for this week, Michael? I don't know if we had anything else to cover. I know you have to get going. So
Yeah. No, I think we've covered all the major stuff. So this is yeah, it's been great to chat and catch up with you because, work has been so hectic for me. We usually just, like maybe chat about this stuff over Slack
mhm.
a lot of times, but
Yeah,
this week was not a
we
good
don't
week.
we don't get to. Yes, and also Pop Actor. I know that the blue guy was called Karem. The new Wave 1.5 versions on the Instagram post actually had the new names for all the figures, except for the red version of Karem
Oh,
did not have his Wave 1.5 moniker. So I didn't know what to
Bizarro.
call the second version of him because the rest of them had like like little Arctic adventure or whatever for the other guys and the Dark Panther and
Like
all that
Ice
kind of
Armor
stuff.
He-Man.
Yes, exactly. So, looking forward to when these are finally getting released. Super
Yes.
cool. Just make sure to check back at toyhabits.com. We have all the latest news. We're constantly updating this on a daily basis and, providing you guys with direct links to order stuff. Superpowers figures are being released. People are getting them in hand. There's some incredible photographs here. Want to thank Action Figure Insider for posting some incredible images of those. So be sure to check them out. I love, how poor Black Manta is hanging off of Wonder Woman's jet there, and all these photos were from AFI. So thank you for providing those. A lot of fun stuff going on, and Amazon delayed my superpowers figures, so
Oh,
kind of
that's a
bummed about
bummer.
that. I thought I was gonna get them on Tuesday, and I was like, wah, wah.
Oh,
Nope, sorry, got the email from Amazon saying please approve your delay.
oh,
Um,
that's a bummer.
anyway, well, Michael and chat, unless we have anything else. Have a great weekend. We can't wait to see you guys next week. And just be sure to check back at toyhabits.com and we'll be constantly updating our news, keeping you guys up to date. Can't wait to see our last week of Yojo June drops
That's
on
right.
Wednesday.
That's
Just make
right.
sure to check the website. We'll get those up for you. And as soon as we find all those pre-order links, they will be on our article. Just this article keeps getting updated, so just check back here, and we'll have all the latest links for all of the drops. Sorry, I'm pointing to it, and it's not shared on the screen anymore. My apologies. But it's on our
It's all
website.
good. It's all good. Yes. Yeah, very happy. Yeah, this has been a great stream just to catch up on all the news that dropped, and lovely to have everybody joining us. So we will see you at our regularly scheduled time next weekend. And yeah, can't wait to see what Yojo June is going to close out with. And geez, we're also coming up on Comic-Con season 2. So
Oh my
lots
God,
of cool
July's gonna
stuff
be
on the
crazy
horizon.
busy. Yep.
But
All right,
hopefully,
everybody.
yes, good night, and hopefully everybody has a great
Yeah.
rest of your weekend. Peace out, y'all.
Bye, everybody.